Okay, time to do something that I've been hinting at for a little bit in some of my prior videos where I talk about the story of my first channel. Well, if you see the first video I uploaded to this channel, I deliberately asked people, not to ask me about that. Well, enough time has passed that I figured, you know what, I might as well give you all the complete picture. So, my first channel, which was just Mr. Inhibitor, there wasn't V1, and I honestly think that V2 is going to be the highest that there'll ever be. If I end up changing the name, it'll probably just be my real name, even though my real name is extremely common, right? So, that channel, compared to this one, honestly was a mess, and it's not exactly a real positive story, but I want to tell it to you anyway. So, in like March of 2010, I had began to discover that I could see a lot of TV shows that I was into on here, although almost all of those videos are now gone. And I realized, I wanted to talk about, how I felt about various things, but ironically, almost everyone in my family wasn't into what I was into, so I was like, how can I, kind of talk about it, but not necessarily bother them? After a while, I came up with the idea of possibly putting videos on here because I had seen a bunch of people talk about the movie Daredevil, and I saw like 10 reviews of the movie before I even saw the movie, so I happened to figure out every little bit of that movie, but I was like, you know what, why don't I try my own little stab at this, I talked about it with my dad a little bit, and then I talked about it to people in one of my high school classes. I think it was the PE class. And then everybody was like, if you feel like it, do it. So, in April, I made my first video, which is the video I uploaded a few videos before this one. And as you can tell, it wasn't that great of a video because I was using a different laptop then, and it had a pretty crappy webcam. This current laptop that I'm using, its webcam is actually not that much worse than my iPod, which is what I'm using to record this, but that webcam was, kind of crappy, recording things at very low quality, and the sound just sucked. Like, I ended up having to get this USB microphone that I plugged into here that you can see kind of sticking up for most of those videos, although that did fix the sound, but just looking back, I look at myself going like, geez, those were bad, and like, for the very few of you who remember me back then, did you guys, see what I was doing with my hair then? Just growing it out, and then that ridiculous part? And just, oh man, like, just, it was stupid, just plain stupid. Although, to be fair though, there were a few times here that my hair looked a little bit stupid, because back when I was wearing a baseball cap all the time, half the reason I did that was because I actually didn't have money necessarily to where I was comfortable buying hair gel occasionally, so I would let my hair grow out a lot underneath that cap, so if you would see me with it off, oh man, and then half the times, even when I was doing the hair gel, I just looked ridiculous with it. I've gotten a lot better at making it look nice consistently, thanks to my dad. Thank you, Dad. But just that whole bit, just totally stupid. And then the big killer with that channel was that my video making style was practically the opposite of what I do here, because here the main reason I started it was because I wanted to capture my thoughts on stuff that I was really into. And then I was like, then I'm going to connect with what little fan base will port over from my first channel, because from the time that I stopped doing my first channel to where I created this one, that was like 4.5 months, give or take. Right, so I was sure that there would be a few people who remembered me, but probably not that many. But with my first channel, my goal was to entertain people and then make it organized kind of second. So I would talk about pretty much whatever the heck was on my mind. And it didn't always turn out so well. Yeah. Like, if you go back to my early videos on here, you'll probably think that they're bad compared to now. Well, imagine how I feel about the videos for the first channel in comparison. But the other thing that was like the opposite of what I do here compared to my first channel is that here I mainly talk about film series and TV shows. I rarely talk about a singular movie. First channel, it was all about singular movies, so I was like pulling stuff out of my behind, not really talking about that much, just droning on and on. And like almost every video hit the maximum time limit, because back then when I first started, YouTube had the 10-minute time limit, even though it was actually 10 minutes and 59 and a half seconds. I would take almost the entire bit every time, trust me. So yeah, I just didn't really have a clue what I was doing, and I was also really monotone then, yeah. I mean, like, you can argue that I'm monotone here, but I have at least improved and sort of got myself in just the right amount of being good and then being meh to many people. Because, like, what I'm trying to get is that many people who come and just find me casually will probably go, nah, I don't like this guy. I don't really know why he's doing this, but I happen to be skilled at it enough that they're like, you know what, it's not really worth complaining about it, it's just easier to just ignore him. Whereas my first channel, I was, really bad at it, and, like, people would regularly unbother me, because, like, if you saw my first Why I've Been Gone video, I mentioned that, I got, like, a troll comment, like, once a month, yeah. And back then, I was kind of stupid in that every user I blocked, partially because the block user feature back then allowed users to find you on third-party areas. I kept everyone that left me a troll comment blocked, so my list of blocked users went up to like 34, I think it was, at the highest point. Towards the end of the channel, I unblocked quite a lot of people, but I was just not having fun with it by that time, yeah, so... Yeah, that was kind of tough. And also, I had a lot of people disliking my videos, but barely anyone would explain why. Now, a couple of times in hindsight, I have been able to figure out, because, like, I was kind of harsh on the movies, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the Tim Burton Willy Wonka, even though that's the one movie I will not forgive Tim Burton for, even though as a discussion topic it is interesting to compare the movies. It is. But, like, I didn't like those movies, and also when I reviewed Survivor All-Stars, I just tore into, like, half the cast and just, oh man, like, yeah. I actually do think I deserved a good amount of those dislikes. Now I've mellowed out in my dislike for that season and have structured it a lot more objectively, yeah. So in hindsight, a bit of it was deserved, but people wouldn't explain why, so that's why I started hiding the ratings bit. But also, I barely use the ratings thing myself, because, like, I've never liked a video on this channel, and I only dislike a video when it's a video that has tons of dislikes compared to likes. So yeah, so in many ways my channel is actually a good representation of what I do. I mainly just talk. Like, I barely comment outside of my videos on this channel. It was my first channel, I commented outside of my videos all the time, and I got into a lot of arguments. Yeah. I really wish I could go back and kind of slap myself back then. Just, I hated getting into those things, and yet I kept doing it for most of that time. Now, I did get into a couple of arguments when I first started, but the amount compared to the first channel was minuscule, and now I haven't had like a troll comment in like a year. A spam comment doesn't count. Those are people who just, like, find the title of your video and just put something or look for videos that have a good enough view count. Because, like, that first YouTube video I ever uploaded from my first channel that I uploaded to here, that got free spam comments in 24 hours. people saying that they liked the video, well, if they read the description, they realized I didn't. Come on, people. Sheesh, right. So that describes pretty much most of the background, and that's how things were for a good amount of the first channel. But for like half of my first channel's existence, from April 2010 to December 2011, I was in an on and off battle with another user on here. Now, I'm not going to tell you the name of the user because, one, I'm pretty sure this user now uses their real name or just like a bunch of letters jumbled together, so it's not the same username anymore. And two, there's a possibility you may be able to figure it out on your own, so if you want to figure it out, just figure it out on your own. And I've left a couple of stupid comments on Survivor videos back when almost every season was on here, and this user started tearing into me, criticizing me for making obvious comments or stupid comments, not using spell check. But this was a user who did this to like all kinds of people. But I responded back far more often than the other people at the time, right? So yeah, that was a tough 9 or so months before I finally decided to just break it off. After the user supposedly pointed out I had supposedly gotten the gender wrong, but I didn't believe that comment because this user also didn't put, anything in the About Me section of their channel, so if you're not going to put it on your official page and you're going to be bothering people elsewhere and swearing at them for getting it wrong when those comments don't relate to the video, yeah. But like I said, I don't get into those kinds of things anymore. But that was like a big factor that made me not enjoy the video making as much, and might be one reason why first semester, of junior high school year was kind of weak in terms of grades. Yeah, might be one reason. And in case you're wondering, yes, this particular user that I'm anonymously describing is the only user I have blocked on this channel. I have blocked other people, but I noticed that because they've changed the block feature so much, if I leave them blocked for like a month and then unblock them, odds are they're gonna have totally forgotten about me, so yeah. Feely hasn't let me down yet, and I honestly don't think it will, at this rate, especially since I barely comment outside of my videos, like I said. And even then, almost every time I do, it's somewhere I'm subscribed to, so I'm pretty much covered, right? And then, as I stated in the Where I've Been Gone video, all the channels that upload reality shows, most of them are gone, or the audio and video quality is completely different. I'll let you figure that out, right? And then that pretty much puts me at like the summer of 2011, and by that point I'd made over 100 videos in just over a year. And then I began to find myself losing interest because like I could tell that I was changing a little bit, but I was still making YouTube videos the exact same way. So for like the next 6 months after that, it was lucky if I had made more than one video a week. Yeah. And like even though I was done with the main user bothering me, like you can only do so much with what you've put in, and one weakness with these YouTube videos is that if you say things in the past and then you kind of change, unless you make it really obvious in your video making style that you have changed, it's like very tough to like break free of handcuffs, that kind of a thing. You just molded yourself into a position and then you kind of got to stick with it. So yeah. That's, I think, one reason why in the last few months of that old channel I started making different types of videos as opposed to what I was normally making, like featuring my stepsister for a couple of appearances, talking not from my room at the time but to the garage where I made the Survivor One World videos. And like I had a bunch of those things that I didn't actually upload, just sitting on my desktop for whatever reason. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I want to stop at this for a while. So, on like December 11th, 2011, something like that, I made a video saying goodbye to YouTube. But at the time, I'm like, I'm just taking a break, okay? Like, I want to get away from this for a while, so this will be the last vid for a while. See you guys. Well, the problem was I kept getting contacts, because this was back when there was the YouTube friend feature, but then they altered it to contacts, made it tougher to do and all that stuff. And I was like, wait, people are still commenting on these things, and like, I can't just walk away from here. I've got a real presence. I'm not liking this. And the funny thing about that was because I had less views than I did on this channel, half as many views on this channel, and I had a lot of friends in addition to like 30 subscribers, that kind of a thing. But like, even though I had less stuff on here, there was more interaction happening, although a lot of it was bad, as I indicated to you. So after a few days of that, I was like, I can't keep this going. This can't be something that I don't touch. I have to be in, or I have to be completely out. Gone. I mulled it over for a bit, and then I'm like, I'm gone. So I removed all the comments that I had left in other videos that I could find. I removed everyone from the subscriber and friend list. I deleted every one of my videos, and then I deleted the YouTube page, and then I deleted all the videos off the desktop. I did put a couple of them on Facebook, but that was when I had my stepsister guest starring me, and one other thingy I did. I don't remember telling you what it was now. I think it was the sick day video. I'm not going to upload that on here. Nah. I don't even have the original file, so I'd have to import it over from Facebook, lose a lot of quality. I'm not going to do that. And yeah, that's the story of my first YouTube channel. Not exactly a positive story, but yeah. Now you may be wondering, if I was so bothered by that first channel, why did I come back? Well, quite simply, the TV show Survivor started getting good again, getting me real hyped for the show, restoring my faith. And I was realizing, as I had gotten a few months after I've deleted the channel, I miss talking about stuff, but I can't just go back to the way I was. I'm going to be making the same mistakes again. And at the time, I was still pretty scarred by that user bothering me, although now, even though I am still kind of scarred, it's been 5.5 years since we last argued, and it's been 2.5 since the user left a comment on my videos right after the Google Plus commenting started, and I realized the blocking feature had really improved. So, I'm done with that a little bit, but as I was getting at, I was missing talking about stuff, but I'm like, I can't go back to the way I was, so I decided, okay, we're going to start off small here. You kind of have a few instincts that want to fight against that. Don't do that. Start off small, then grow the thing. And coincidentally, I had a lot of things going on in my life at the time that made it so I didn't have much desire to make videos anyway, because for the second half of 2012, just after I got out of high school, I was going through some tough times. Alright, I didn't really feel like making YouTube videos. I didn't feel safe at all in life. I'm not going to describe exactly why, but in a way those things kind of helped, especially with my computer having a few connection difficulties, because it made me have to start the videos out smaller. And even when I lost faith in the TV show Survivor, I still came up with a clever idea that I can still make this channel count for something by talking about other people I like, so the few people that came over to me from my first channel, they can see other people that I like, and then if I decide to leave again, I'll have made a difference. That's why I made all those opinion of videos. And then I kept doing the Survivor videos, and then introducing a couple of mini other things to test the waters, and now here you are. Well, I've gotten this channel basically to everywhere that I've wanted it to be. I've done all the statistics that I want to, minus getting past the, I think it's 20,000 view mark. That's pretty much all I want, and then to stay above 50 subscribers, but like I don't really want to get that much more, to be honest, yeah. And then after that, the only goal that I have really left for this channel is to tie up what loose ends I've got by the time I'm done with it, and then be satisfied with it when I leave, because I'm not going to stay here forever. I've alluded to this a lot, that I'm in college. I just got accepted into a higher level college earlier this month, October 2016, and eventually real life is going to get to the point where I'm not going to be able to keep this up. Plus, the reality shows that I talk about, which are the main substance of this thing, they're going to be canned eventually, and once I lose the main substance of this channel, it's going to be tough for me to, keep going. Sure, I can tackle the loose ends, but it's not going to be as much fun once the main attraction is gone, so that'll provide me an excellent way to shut this thing down. But don't freak out, okay? Because even though I may lose interest in doing this and not think these videos are that good, I highly doubt that I'm ever going to just up and delete these, because like those Survivor One World videos, I think now that they suck, but I'm keeping them up because they're, one, better than my first channel, and two, as I've stated, I'm really satisfied with the product I've turned out here, and that's something that I don't think you guys have also really noticed, because like those long absences where I don't upload content here, you guys have no idea how many times I thought about, you know what, maybe you should just make your farewell video and just stop, because let me tell you, if I don't make content for a couple of months, it becomes suddenly very easy for me to just stop. Literally. Every time I think about, you know what, is this the time to stop? Right, but don't worry. When I do stop, I'll be making it very clear. Every video I've uploaded is staying up on here, as I'm pretty sure. And even when I fully leave, I'm probably not like disconnecting the Google Plus or anything like that, because I don't want this thing to suddenly become spam central, and who knows, there might be something that somebody might want to talk to me about down the road, and plus, I do kind of need to have a little bit of social presence, because well, let's just say I do something down the line, but like I don't totally feel like giving everyone my Facebook page, which is under my real name, and I have like family members there, and who's to say people have Facebook? Well, I think it's just a little easier for people, to put themselves onto this platform, that kind of a thing, so this provides a good alternative to just setting up like, a Twitter page, which I really wouldn't use, because this is like for official stuff. Facebook is just saying whatever is on my mind, but it's to people that actually know me. And this is just one bit of my personality, okay? There's a lot of stuff that you guys don't necessarily see here. Right, so I do have valid reasons for keeping this thing even if I stop. But as I stated, if I stop for real, you guys will know. Well, that went longer than I expected, to be honest. Blu-ray player shut off. I've had to pause that so long. I'm currently still watching The Office. I'm on to the 3rd season now, actually. Just made the review for Season 2, so if you stuck around watching this video, I hope I didn't depress you too much, and I hope you realize I've loved my experiences on here, and yeah, see ya.